Sutra number 16 of the Vibhuti Pada of the Patanjali Yoga Darshana, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. The 16th Sutra is Parinamattraya Samyamadatithanagata Jnanam. Parinamattraya Samyamadatithanagata Jnanam. Parinama Traya Samyamat Atita Anagata Jnanam. Parinamatraya Samyamat Atita Anagata Jnanam. From this sutra onwards till the end of the chapter, as we have seen, Patanjali will be describing and presenting various vibhutis. What will happen to the chitta and what transformations, changes can be brought, will be brought, and will happen within himself and outside himself, internally and externally, depending upon the point and the object of samyama. And we should never forget that samyama is already described as the resultant continuous process of the last three angas, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. And also explained in the previous sutras about the various transformations take place, the parinamas. And keeping all that in view, the description which comes now onwards are very, very scientific. In fact, the modern science cannot, may not, will not be able to understand, but the depth of the chitta and the all-pervading one single power, Ishwaratvam. And if we understand, and the samyama performing by a yogi, by a yoga sadhaka, by the practitioner of yoga, will result into all these vibhutis. A word of caution is very much necessary now, that these vibhutis are not like occult powers or siddhis. These are not miracles. A vibhuti manifesting and bringing out the changes in the object materials may look to be unscientific, but as we have seen in the previous sutras, there is a governing natural law in that. There is a sequential transformation process and the order is involved in that. And if the sequential order of transformations gets altered, changes, there will be a change in the material objects, in the bhutas. So there is a perfect order has been explained. It is not inexplicable laws. It is not miracles. Just because inexplicable natural laws are there, we cannot deny that. And to deny the existence of these powers, because modern science cannot comprehend and accept it or explain them, is to attribute to the scientist that he is everything. It cannot be like that. Patanjali has not given any technique to develop these siddhis or vibhutis. He is just mentioning, making a statement of the processes and their results. And development of siddhis is not the aim of Maharshi Patanjali or the Yoga Shastra. In fact, some of the words used in these sutras are very difficult to understand, comprehend, and explain. And even in this particular sutra, Atita and Anagata were used. Atita is the past, Anagata is the future. But it has not talked about the presence. Past and future were talked, but about the presence it is not talked, because there is no presence as it is. It is either past or the future only. The moment we say something, it becomes a past. And the moment we think of something, it becomes a future. So present, let us accept it, is a myth. And number of advanced practitioners who have a lot of spiritual awakening, as we say, they give a caution that one should not run after these siddhis. One should not express, show off. And there is a danger lurking in that. One can slip and fall from the practice and the path of the yoga. So this particular sutra, Parinamatraya Samyamat Atita Anagata Jnanam. Parinama is the transformations. Traya, the triad, the three things. Samyamat, Samyamad, Samyama, Samyama on the three parinamas, which were explained earlier. The Samadhi Parinama, the Nirodha Parinama, and the Ekagrata Parinama. And the subtle things within them, the Dharma Lakshana, and avastha, and the samyama on these three, the nirodha parinama, the samadhi parinama, and the ekagrata parinama, performing samyama on them, the knowledge of the past and the future comes. This is the vibhuti. An object is seen, a person is seen. By performing samyama on the three parinamas, the past of the person and the future of the person, the past of the object and the future of the object. What was the previous states of the object? What were the hidden previous transformations the object has undergone? And what will be the transformations the object will undergo in future? What are all the past transformations the person has underwent? And what will be the future transformations he will be undergoing? What a wonderful it is. He knows the past and the future by samyama on the particular three parinamas. And we should be very, very careful that such a wonderful vibhuti which comes, he will know the future and the past. Presence need not be, because it is there. And the knowledge of the past and the knowledge of the future, because we have seen what will be the process of transformation in the Nirodha Parinama, Samadhi Parinama, and the Ekagrata Parinama. How subtle that one particular bhuta transforms into a different dimension, changing its dharma, changing its lakshana, changing its avastha. There is nothing miracle in there. And we should be very much convinced where Maharshi presents that an infinite possibilities are possible, or infinite possibilities are hidden in the Chitta, and bringing them out is the Vibhutis. And the fact that it has been mentioned itself is a convincing proof that the possibilities are available, and actualization depends on the practice of the Samyama method. And that is how it is to be very clearly, which is to be mentioned, as already explained in the sutras from 1 to 4, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, and the Samyama, the powers which will be coming out of it, the vibhutis which will be coming out, and that should be purely a spiritual sadhana, and object of the sadhana has to be spiritual. A mundane values, values which are needed for the convincing others, showing off one's powers, showing off one's status of the sadhana, are not included in these particular dimensions. So this particular sutra, the 16th sutra, Parinamatraya Samyamadhatita Anagata Jnanam, gives the really interested only in the higher dimensions of the Kaivalya, and the spiritual benefit is possible to be available in that. With that particular caution, we should understand that when a sadhaka wants to have the knowledge about the future of a particular thing, he will have to perform the samyama on the 3 transformations. And similarly, to know the past, he will be performing the samyama. This performing the samyama will not take a long time, that he has to sit down and start doing something. He has gained a mastery of that. And this application of samyama to the proper transformation, parinama, is in relation to the nature of the thing, and it will enable the yogi's chitta to see, to penetrate, so to say, like the transformations which will be happening. It will be as if in front of him entire past and future are just displayed in front of his eyes on a screen. And that is the power of the performing of the samyama on the 3 parinamas. Parinamatraya samyaman atita anagata jnanam. Atita is the past which has passed away, and anagata, that which has not yet come, that is the future. So this particular sutra speaks of the expression of this vibhuti, and which can be gained by, which can be mastered by performing samyama on the 3 parinamas. Let us see the next vibhuti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.